Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for my lovely Aquarians. It is Aquarius season, and I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's shuffle it up here, my guides. Talk to me about Aquarius. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull a shadow card for you from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what type of shadow work you might want to lean into or work on, which I always find interesting. But let's get it going here. What's up with Aquarius? And while we get this first card out, I would just like to once again wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you. Whether it's just passed, whether it's just coming up, I hope Aquarius season's treating you nice. So we do have this beautiful, etheric, sleepy type of energy showing up here. You might be a little zapped of energy with that card. It's not bad. It could be very imaginative. Now, before we start dissecting that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo, have a look at this card. So the background is very etheric and colored. You see this woman, it looks like she's in a yoga pose or a meditative pose. I always find this card extra interesting because it's etheric in that way. So there could be certain things focusing around how much sleep you're getting. Are you getting proper rest, relaxation? But this card could also be dreamy and daydreamy. Your mind could be going in various different ways here. You could be extra creative as well. But just know this etheric, energetic energy is around the Aquarian. So whether it's good ideas you're having, or you might just need to make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation. Could even be ties to the spiritual. Like, I feel like that's an extremely juicy oracle card for us to start off with. But let's get into tarot. That's not a bad thing. I always say if you're feeling creative or etheric, put that energy to use. Maybe do some spiritual work or make things. Bring things into the material world. But let's see what we got for you, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time. Get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the juiciness flowing. What do we got for the Aquarians here? Guys, talk to me. So, last week's reading was titled Explosive Action Incoming. And the reason I named it that is it did feel like there was some sort of fiery volatility, and not necessarily bad, but there was heavy movement, tons of fire in last week's reading. So hopefully if that's been the case, it hasn't been anything too rough. It does feel like readings have been pretty back and forth for the Aquarius collective for a while now, but we're going to hope for some positivity for your birthday season, right? Let's get 3 out here. And you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your energy or someone you're linked to. Let's get 3. Thank you. Ace of Swords. Yeah, so honest, truth. It could be opportunities as well. That's a very multifaceted card. And I always say, like, the Aquarius readings are usually the most, like, nuanced, in my opinion. Okay, we are seeing the mental and etheric energy showing up here with the Ace of Swords and the 6 of Cups. That could be something linked to the past. You might be reminiscing a little more. There's something linked to children or childhood as well. All right, 7 of Pentacles. So we're seeing the karmic energy make a return here for Aquarius. Okay. 7 of Pentacles could be a lot of different things here. We're definitely going to need to get into all of these further, and we will. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get the juicy, intuitive stuff. So position number 1, we do have the Ace of Swords. I always say all aces are opportunities, so a lot of you could have different opportunities coming in. This is a big card of the new. And when we look at the flow of the energy this week for this week's forecast, we have new, old, and a card of patience or karma. This could be very cyclical or change-based when we look at the deeper aspects of these cards. But the Ace of Swords, it could be the mind, the thought process, but the more analytical side. Same could be said for the 6 of Cups. That's a little dreamy too, and we saw it with the Oracle card as well. But this is more about the intellect, right? It could be seeing the truth of things, the sort of truth. You might be trying to cut certain things or behaviors out of your life when this card shows up, right? So you might be trying to trim things up and get things right. The Ace of Swords could be conversations and talks. So it's an interesting card to look at. Even if it's like just seeing things clearly, there's a lot of layers here, and I'm feeling it throughout the whole spread. Now, moving to the center, we have the 6 of Cups. When I see this, it could speak about a soulmate, right? Or twin flame, somebody that you've known for a very long time. Your souls know each other. This could represent the past, memories, history, reminiscing. There's a lot of energy in this card. It is also mental. I always say this could be one of the cards of daydreaming. So when we link it with the analytical mind, then we have the more etheric mind and what we were talking about with the oracle. There's a lot going on. You might have a lot to think about, a lot on your mind, okay? But the Six of Cups, it could be something from the past that we need to analyze, something or someone, okay? Or something revolving around children or childhood. But moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Very interesting card. Now, this could be a card that represents a connection to nature. Maybe some of you, that's something you're needing, that's something you're wanting. It's a card of patience, right? Planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. So your patience could be tested in this time when this card shows up. I also say this is a karmic card. So you reap what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So this could be anything from karmic blessings to karmic lessons. We really just need to clarify and see what it's about. But there is something revolving around waiting and patience. And I just love the way all this energy is playing together, because we have a lot of yin-yang action going on, like logical, etheric, or imaginative, and beginning, the past, like new, old, karmic cycles. So a lot of you could be processing a lot of change and metamorphosis when we look at the whole forecast on a deeper level. So with all that being said, let's dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, so we're going to get a good shuffle here for you, Aquarius. I tell you every week, I love doing your readings. There's always so much going on. But let's shuffle it up, see what we get. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on this Ace of Swords. And if you're a tarot reader yourself, or you're just trying to learn, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it down below. I don't mind at all. All right, Ace of Swords. Why is that Ace of Swords here, please? Thank you. Yin Yang. Okay, Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords. A lot of mental energy here. There's a lot of swings. Okay, this is heavy swings I'm seeing here. And it's cyclical. Once again, I've been picking it up since the first cards. We have the Ten of Swords in the upright underneath this Ace of Swords. And some of you might need to just hear the message, like every new beginning starts from the end before it. This is very cyclical, and I've been feeling it, and it's just showing up once again. Now, this can be a bit of a warning, right? Spirit telling you not to let your mind or your own thoughts get the best of you. For some of you, there may have been a Ten of Swords rock bottom moment that you just need to cut out and let go of. This could be a warning about an ending as well, but not everything ends with an ending, right? We all go through that never-ending cycle of beginning, ending, beginning, ending, beginning, ending. And I feel like we're playing with that dynamic this week, okay? Whether it's past ones or ones that are coming up. I would say don't let your mind get the better of you in this time, because with all this mental activity and this cyclical activity, this, of course, it could be a warning whenever we have the Ten of Swords in a spread about endings. But that doesn't mean it's a bad one. Right? Or this could be some sort of transformation, like I said. From the depths of this Ten of Swords comes the Ace of Swords, right? Like, so from this ending comes a new beginning. The change, the transformation, the metamorphosis. I've been feeling that heavily. So let's keep pushing through the reading. I don't want to get too jammed up here in the beginning. It is what it is, but let's see what's up with that Six of Cups. A lot of you could be in a heavy time of change. Let's see why that Six of Cups is here. And it makes sense. It's in your birthday season, right? So you're literally starting a new cycle. I mean, in the Gregorian calendar sense, at least, right? Not everybody, we're not even going to go down that road. Maybe if I had another channel, I'd talk to you about that. But let's see what's up with the Six of Cups. We could talk about time constructs and calendars and man-made constructs, all we want on other channels, right? So let's see what's up with that Six of Cups. Thank you. Two of Swords. For a portion of you, there could be some aspect about your past that you wish you could just like snap your fingers and just forget it, whether it's a person, whether it's an experience. And yeah, I wish it was that easy, right? We have the Two of Swords in the upright. There could be somebody that like you're a little confused by their actions. Like, why'd this person do that? Like, why'd they act this way? Why did this person do that? So there could be some confusion here where you're questioning another person's motives for sure. But I feel intuitively, the first thing I felt is like there is, and we all have those moments, right? Like where you wish there was something that's happened that didn't happen. Okay, whether you wish it didn't happen at all or it didn't like move out the way it did. This is interesting, and tons of swords. We're still seeing this interesting cycle, right? Like, this is one of my cards of mystery too. So there could be some of you like, I don't want to say a deep dark secret that you hold within, like you could be thinking about it more than usual in this time. Obviously that's not for everybody, but there's confusion about why something elapsed the way it did, or you just wish it didn't happen at all. That's what I'm feeling intuitively here. Don't get too caught up in that. If that is something you're feeling, whether it's a time period in life, a situation you've been through, I really wish we could just hit the reset button on some things, but for better or for worse, we got to work through them, right? Let's go in on the Seven of Pentacles. Then we'll do a quick recap. And I do feel the overarching change in this as well. The change, the transformation. Let's see what's up with that Seven of Pentacles. Thank you. Queen of Swords in the upright, right? That's one of the cards that represent you. Very stern, serious, shrewd, no nonsense. Please make sure that the actions of the world, the actions of those around you, don't make you too cold and indifferent. I feel like that's a bit of a warning for some of you, because the Queen of Swords is a good card, right? Usually honest, shrewd. She shares a lot of energy with the Ace of Swords, right? So when I see her, I do think of like seriousness, serious situations. Under this card, it could be you just waiting on something, waiting on someone to do something, waiting on a cycle. A lot of you, this could be Spirit saying, hey, just be a little patient. But I feel like I need to tell some of you, don't let your past dictate your future. Don't let the actions of the world around you make you cold and indifferent. Because I feel like for some of you, you might just be in that mode where you're just cold and indifferent about various individuals, various different people. Maybe there's someone in your life that is very cold and indifferent. That could be it. Like I said, it's all very personal. But this Queen of Swords, she's waiting on something. And it could once again be a signifier, since this is a karmic card, of the massive changes that a lot of you could be going through. And I've been seeing it with a lot of the air signs recently. So it doesn't matter if you're male, female, or anything in between. It could be like a serious time of change. And we're seeing that here. So like I see people revisiting the past, thinking about the future. Try not to dig up too much. I know it's easier said than done, but let's go through and do a quick recap here, Aquarius. There's so much here, and I feel like I could speak about this spread like for another 15 minutes, right? But in position number one, we have the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Swords. The beginning of the suit, the end of the suit, aside from the court cards, of course. But lots of mental energy since the very beginning. We've been seeing it. The beginning, the end, we've been seeing the cycle. New, old, karmic cycles, like it's all fitting together like a puzzle piece. So that's why I said a lot of you could be in a time of transformation. Okay, there could be something you're trying to cut out of your life, a rock bottom that you're trying to forget, or for a portion of you, it could be a new beginning rising from a Ten of Swords moment. From this pain, from this Ten of Swords rises a new you. Don't let it be too cold and indifferent, like I said, with what we saw, because there is some scarring here in this week's spread. Moving to the center, we have the Six of Cups with the Two of Swords. The main thing I was initially thinking is certain memories, certain things might pop up where you wish you could just delete it from your brain, whether it was a person, a relationship, a memory. It's just something where like, you know, I would be much better off if that never even took place. Or you could be confused as well about somebody's actions. Like, why did they do that? Why did they act in that way? I don't understand. It don't make sense. Moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords in the upright. You might be waiting. This could be signaling the transformation, the massive changes that you're going through. Absolutely. Tons of swords. So just know the mind might be kicking in overdrive in this time. But she shares a lot of things with this Ace of Swords. Very stern, very serious. And it could just be those certain levels of changes you're going through right now. Okay, but don't let the state of the world today or the actions of others make you cold, indifferent, and pessimistic. So please take a screenshot of that. I'm going to get you one shadow card. Very interesting spread this week, Aquarius. Because there can be, I am feeling that. There can be like some scarring showing up that makes you just retreat or retract emotionally and say, you know what? I'm just going to turn it off, right? That's like a vibe. I'm just going to turn it off. It is what it is. Don't bother me. Let's get you one shadow card though. All right, thank you. So we have the Two of Wands here. Interesting. So we have another two showing up. So that could speak about choices for being at a fork in the road, a make or break time. The Two of Wands is also a card of planning, strategy. So this could be Spirit asking you to do that. Like, hey, listen, don't fly by the seat of your pants all the time. Don't be too spontaneous. Maybe have a plan of action, a plan of what you want to do, where you want to go. Because this is a big card of strategy when I see it. But some of you might just feel like at this point in life, you're going towards one direction and it's either going to be make or break, okay? Obviously not every single one, but it might just feel like that in this time. I feel like for the vast majority of you, it's Spirit warning you against being spontaneous. So whether if it's actions in the past, your past spontaneous actions that have, caught up with you in some sort of way, or this is Spirit saying like, listen, going further, maybe be a little more meticulous in your planning and everything will be much better. So Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. It was a wild roller coaster ride, right? But don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land, the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.